Okay, for you freshmen, we give you a little frame of reference. There's the water tower, and we're on the west side. You'll come down to this little alleyway, this one without a gate, and you'll come down here, and you will find room 152. That's where you're going to enter. And this is our machine shop. To let you know, the process to get on campus, the days you're going to be doing lab work, is you have to take a little questionnaire, and when you finish, it gives you a little check mark saying you're approved for that day. You can print it, like I have here, or you can take a picture of it on your phone, and in fact, you can use, they have a phone app that you can do it, so you just need to save the screen, and you'll show that to the checkpoint person who will take your temperature, and then they will issue you, excuse me, I'm going to take my face mask off because I'm here. You will have to wear a face mask the whole time, and I will while we're working, but since I'm here by myself and I need you to hear me. You will be given a little sticker. Today's color green. They change the color each day, and you can peel the back off. It is adhesive backed. Since I sometimes change clothes, I stick it on with a sticker. All right, you're on campus. You've come in. Next thing to do is to wash your hands. We got gritty soap when you're greasy. We got regular soap here. Helps a little bit. There'll be a disinfection, sanitizing stuff available here. Clean your hands as soon as you come in. The next step, if you are working with the mills or lathes at that station, you will come over here and you will find some rubber gloves. Take a pair and put them on. If they get ripped, come back and get another pair. The ones that they're providing are a medium size. They fit rather snugly on me. I like a little bit larger size. If you want to bring a larger size, have some with you, feel free. But you do need to wear rubber gloves while you're working in here. And that is not anything unusual. It quite often happens that people working in this machinery will wear rubber gloves. A little bit more about what's on the sanitation station in a minute. Okay, so you're working on a mill. If you're doing the mill work, you'll come over to a mill. The equipment you'll need is here or in the machine. There's a whole series of videos on how to do that work. I will be working out of this little office back here, and I'll be able to look at what you're doing. You can come and ask questions. I might come out and work with you a little bit. But you will be working here either at this station, but the first person on the mill coming in will work down here at this end down here at that mill. And there's videos on how to operate each mill. You'll find your locker. You'll have a locker here, and in that locker, planning to have two things. A pair of leather gloves, which is for the people, which is going to be yours when you are working when you're doing your welding and sheet metal work. But there's also going to be in here papers that include the drawings and some instruction sheets. This is your lab notebook, so to speak. So it'll be in there in your locker, and it's in your locker that you'll put the artifacts that you make. you're doing the mills, you're actually, when you start with the mill work, and one of the reasons we're staggering this is you're actually going to come over here and use the horizontal bandsaw to cut your first pieces of stock, and then go off and do your mill work. At the last step in your mill work next to last step, is to drill some holes, as you'll see, but you're not going to drill it on the mill. You're going to finish that. You're going to come over here and drill those holes here on a drill press. And use the drill press that's closest to the mill that you were working on. So this one will be working with the mill that's over there. This drill press will be working with the one that's by the front door. The last thing you're going to do is what's called tapping a hole. And you can do that by hand. And that's going to be done. There's a station here for doing it behind the blue mill. And for doing it with the tan mill, there's a station back over here, which has the taps, cutting oil, and vices that you need to hold it in place. When you are finished working with the doing that, you will have finished your part, put your part in your locker, and then collect up all of the things that you've contaminated. Now, I don't know how much you've contaminated since you're wearing rubber gloves, and if you keep your mask on, but you're going to take the things you use here, and you're going to bring them over to the sanitation table. You're going to put things that are solid into that box. Things that are not going to be able to be chemically cleaned, like brushes, will go into this other box that's here. This is the quarantine box, and this is the chemical sanitation box. At the end of the day, I'll take all of these parts, and they all just need to be solid parts. I'm going to put them into a bath with some disinfectant. So leave them in there for a certain period of time. They're clean. I'm going to pull them out, drain them, and then oil them down again for the next day. For the brushes and the like, they'll be going in quarantine. They will not be used for 7 days, which according to the rules is enough time to be used on its own. If you are working with the lathe, you will come in, if it's your day at the lathe, you'll come into the ones with the stand here stickers, and there will be material in the lathe ready to go to work. I got a video on how to do it. That's a whole nother process I'm not going to show you. That's not the purpose right here. But there's the 2 lathes that we're going to be using. And there's the material in it, and you'll see how to work it. After you finish the plastic part, though, you will need to cut some material on our horizontal bandsaw. And I have the instructions on how to use that. So you'll know how to do it. You're going to stand here, you're going to cut your piece, and then you go back to your lathe and make your part. I'm going to have both of the lathe people come in at the same time and have them, because I'm kind of assuming that they won't be finished with the plastic part at the same time, so they won't be waiting on each other at the saw. Come back, make your aluminum part, and then when you're done, you got a little bit of other stuff to do. There's a chip tray here that will have all the chips in it, and you'll need to push everything back so that you can get at it. You'll figure that out by the time you do it. But you'll also take the things that you could have contaminated, chuck keys, smaller chuck keys for the drives, stuff that needs to be cleaned, and you'll do the same thing. Goes into this bucket. Go in there. You can see I just put the big chuck key in, and brushes and other things. If you have to borrow one of our calipers, goes in here. And after you've done that, now for both, we're going to have more of this, but the next thing you do is you take a couple of pieces of the paper towels here and one of the spray bottles and come back to the lathe or mill and spray the stuff that you touched that we can't take off. And so just spray them down, leave them on there for a few seconds, wipe it down, and clean it so that the next person will be able to use it. Don't worry too much about the materials. I'll be getting different sticks out and putting some aside so they will be clean and the next person will have to worry about the raw material. The same thing is true on the drills and the drill press. You know, squirt down the places that were touched and then wipe them down. I don't have a good camera for portable like this, so it's a little, sorry about the roughness of it. This is done straight off my computer. You can figure out how to do the milling machines. Same thing. Squirt down the cranks and handles and wipe them down. You're finished up. Into the trash can. Come back over here. Nice trash can for your gloves. Wash your hands and let me know that you're leaving so I can say goodbye to you. So that's the way we're going to be working these labs, how you're going to clean the equipment, what you're going to be doing with it. I'll have a lot of stuff out for you. And come and enjoy.